Hello.
Hello. Looks like.
So it was just like Yella said. It was a new battery,
Mhm,
and I had never charged it.
mhm.
And I had measured it before I put it on the charger. It was like 3.2 volts.
Yeah, that will
Um,
not work. No.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's a. It was funny because as a brand new battery, I bought this headset,
Mhm,
light thing for working outside at night,
mhm.
and it I never charged the battery. I took the wrapper off the batteries, put them in there, and it worked fine. So its threshold, I think, was something just under 3 volts. So and then so after that, everything worked great.
Yeah, okay, that's good. And it charges also correctly with the blue and the red light.
I'll check.
That's
You
because
know,
that
once the
that that's
battery's what
important for me. And
yeah,
it
once the battery's discharged, I'll so here's the one thing. I have been using this GPS module with a tether that's I made a harness that's about 20 centimeters long,
Mhm.
and I could even in the basement in the here, um usually at night I can get a complete 3D lock with 12 or more satellites, and then once the GPS module is right here with all the other electronics, um I have to literally go right to the window, right just inside the window in order to get a lock. When I go upstairs, it's a little bit better. So I'm wondering if one thing I could do, I don't know if you could see, I wedged it out, is
Yeah. Uh-huh.
bring the GPS module up as
A
high
little
as I
bit.
could get it.
Mm.
Um, I don't know if that's
Try.
going to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And maybe it's just the antenna cannot pick it up. I mean, I'm not
right.
sure why. And what we
And
can do also, for in your case, I would get an GPS extender for your house, so you always have
right.
GPS all over. They're quite cheap, the $25 or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that. No, but I was just thinking about the use case here is, possibly, if moving the GPS unit over to the side away from
Mm,
the core, uh, I don't,
that's
but the thing
we
is,
can try. Yeah.
yeah, so what I was going to do is replace soldering the GPS module, and I'll solder in a socket, a
Hmm.
6-pin socket, and then try it in different locations to see to see if that helps.
Maybe.
Um
Yeah, that
maybe.
we can try it. I think that is
Yeah.
surely worth it. I didn't try
Yeah.
anything like that. It's good.
It's amazing. First of all, Yellow software. I mean,
Oh
the amount
yes.
of
Oh, I'm so happy with him.
yeah,
That
that
was not the idea.
is.
Originally, I only asked him for the Wi-Fi to get the
I
Wi-Fi
feel guilty
working.
when I say, okay, if we could, for example, latitude and longitude, instead of having a minus degree, you
Mm.
use latitude NS, with so that the sign is embedded in the north south, and then the longitude east
Mm.
west. Let me see if I can get this guy out. So it's but also the packaging of this, it literally, it's like the case was designed for it, or it was designed for the case,
No,
obviously.
I made it design. I made it for it. You should see all
Yeah,
the versions I had.
it is
I'm
exact.
figuring.
I wound up trimming down, not completely, trimming down the
That's an idea. I
yeah,
see what you
and
done.
that made inserting it and taking it out much easier, because otherwise the amount of compression that this and the case had to absorb to get that unit in, because it's right near the top.
Maybe what we should do is two parts only, and then the middle part with something else, because you want to cover the metal. Because if you
Right.
touch it, it gets false reading
Ah.
because it's not
Oh,
grounded.
yeah. Right.
So
Right.
that's why I put it around it.
Right. Right. And the high voltage part is all in this circuit board, as
It's
so
under it.
yeah. Yeah.
It only comes up with the anode vio, the
Right,
vias going through it.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the underside. We've been experimenting with that quite a while, and
Right.
Alan made this design. He's quite good. He's amazing.
So, and to answer your question, I had no problems with assembly. You just had to do it in a certain order. Like, so I put the 3-pin and the 2-pin header for, um, for this circuit board. I
Mhm.
soldered the header to the Zen board.
Hmm.
And then I came back, placed the board on, and then soldered the
Yes.
other side of the header to that. And then I put in, first thing I put in was, and I'll document the steps that I took.
Oh,
I
that
put
will be
in the,
very useful because we need
yeah,
that. We need the good
yeah,
documentation. And at the moment, we are still building and trying out things. So if you make documentation, yeah, the more it's better.
right. And also, also put the labels, to have a label, so one thing was like, what side does this go on?
True.
Like, for example, it says GPS on the back side. This is the 300. It says
Yeah.
GPS on the back side, and then you have the outline showing where the GPS is on the top side. Um,
I
but
think that's why Louis also had trouble. He put it at the wrong side.
yeah, yeah,
Yes, I mean, if, logically speaking, yes, if there's a written GPS, but it's only for the pins. But,
right, right. So,
oh, good,
uh,
good to hear that. I'm happy that you did that, and you found. I love the way with the normal pin headers. That was not my idea. I had the long one. You know why? Because in the core one, the height is a little bit different. It doesn't
right.
fit the standard pins. But in core two, they designed it for it, I think.
Yeah,
They
it
made
had, because it's perfect fit, and
perfect fit.
with a little clearance actually.
Yes. Yeah, no, I saw
Um,
that. It was great. It
and I go, I think I could put a header in here
yeah.
without that. And I go, yeah, it works.
And
What do
it's
you
beautiful. I mean, it's like it's designed. It's true. It's designed for it. So that's the way
Right.
it should be.
And that makes life a lot easier,
Oh yes, because that
for
was
having,
one of my
yeah, go
main
ahead.
worries about the long pin headers. People have to go through and have to adjust it. But
And
this
then
is
solder and then trim.
yeah,
Yeah. And you don't want them to put too much force into the socket. I
yes,
don't know how some of the
too
headers
too
are
high
designed
and so yeah.
differently. That little claw, you don't want to damage that.
No,
Yeah.
and you don't want it too high. Also, with the screws, you have to be very careful because if
Right.
the screws go all the way through the to the display and can break the display. I've done that before.
Oh, yeah, that would
If
be
they are
bad.
too long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be really bad.
yeah, I did that.
Um,
But luckily, I have a
Also,
few
I think,
displays.
to minimize the chance that somebody might no to instead of use a double row header instead of two headers
Yes,
side by side, because they could wind up
yeah,
soldering them
I
like
noticed
that.
that already.
Yeah,
So the in
and
the
that would
package,
also
yeah.
put stress on the socket
Yeah,
in the core
and
too.
dual and dual. I was thinking about that too. Putting dual in, then it's no problem. It's always straight up. It will always fit.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. Good.
Yeah, so I'll put together my notes, and post them.
Yeah, please share
So,
them.
yeah, yeah.
And I think Louis was also writing something down. So I don't know
Right, right.
how we're gonna combine them. And
Yeah, he's
also
not here yet.
Peter had a very good a good remark. He said that if you have the unit out of the box and you put it on a metal plate, the plus and the minus could short out.
Yeah,
I didn't think
yeah,
about that, but that's a very good point.
yeah.
And then,
Also,
but then if the
go ahead.
protection is on it on the batteries, there should be no problem. It should just
Right. Well, but also you could, if you came up against something to the side, if you placed it down on a metal plate, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
See how yeah,
yeah.
that's another possibility of shorting. Not something you want to do with a lithium battery.
Yeah, but those
Uh,
are protected when you have two. They will fuse. There is a fuse on it.
okay. The battery. Oh, okay, the battery has protection built in
No,
for short.
yours has. I could see that there's a small edge on it, on your right side. There's an edge, a little dip in it, and that is the protection.
Okay, yes. Oh, yes, I could see. Yes. Well, I'm just saying it's. I've dropped a wrench on on a car battery one time. Um,
Yes,
yeah.
I can imagine it.
Yeah, it was a big wrench. It just fell out of my hand, and it just fused to the battery.
Yes,
So yeah, I've
but
always concerned about that.
lucky it's a lead battery, and they
Yeah,
don't explode. But
yeah, they don't explode, but they steam a lot. They
yes.
heat up really. Uh,
I used to work in a garage, and this was
yeah,
no wrenches around the batteries.
yeah.
No.
That was in all through high school and college. I was a boat mechanic, and so you know I learned some things the hard way and some things the easy way. So here's another thing: is this also true? Um, you don't want to have the battery or the charging port connected while you're also plugging in to the USB.
It works. I tried it. I
Oh, so
tried it.
the regulator handles that
Yeah.
the way they designed it, it could have voltage
Yes.
from both sources,
Yes.
and it's not going to back voltage to one to the other.
No. The thing is
Where they
that the battery is in the 4056. It's completely separate from the unit, and it is protected.
okay,
So it cannot not go in anymore. It can only go. It's quite nice done, the protection on it.
right.
They're using the ground tool for measuring, so you can set it up if you
No,
want to
yeah, but
load it
I
with
you know
wires.
like with the Arduinos, they said
Oh
you
no,
couldn't
don't do it
have.
with the Arduinos. No. The
Yeah, yeah,
Fios,
yeah.
no.
Because then the two voltage regulators start battling with each other,
Yeah,
and everything heats up, and yeah, it's not good.
and we using, if you have the USB, and then it only connects to there's the USB coming in the F5 stack, and that's connected to, and that's charged to the battery. And if the battery, it doesn't matter what's going on it, and we charging the battery completely separate.
Right.
It should be fine.
Perfect.
I tried it and didn't blow anything. It worked fine.
Nice.
I think that's the best way to do it. Just try it and see if it blows. It blows. So
Right.
then we do something else.
So I have my replacement library for the Spark Fund. I had a lot of time this week to
Oh,
work on
great.
that, and it works. It's a lot smaller if you're
Oh,
just
that's
supporting just the commands that we need. So and that's why I put this together. I said, let me test it to see if it works, and no issues.
Did you,
I
by the
just want
way,
to clean it.
did you set up the fixed mode too? Did you try that on Wi-Fi? The fixed mode?
Not yet. No, I'll do that.
That's because
And
then
that
if you have the wireless charger, you can just keep it on as a fixed sensor. It works very nice. I mean, there's a special mode on it. If you press the button, the most left top button, or the area where the bottom used to be on the Core 1,
right,
that area, if it's in fixed mode, it goes to a special mode. It's a hidden function that Yellow made for me. So you can use it in your car, and every 5 seconds it will send the data.
oh
Yeah, this is great. This is my.
yeah.
I like that. So if you walk around it with it, it sends, if you're in that mode and you have a Wi-Fi router with you or your phone connected to it, then it will just directly upload.
Right.
And that's, I really want that. That's Radnode works like that too.
Right.
And Asby and Peter are not fan of that because they cannot control the data coming in. They like to see the things, and I think that you cannot do that if you have maybe 50 or 60 devices, that's fine. But if you start to scale up, you cannot do that. You cannot
Right.
control it. You have to do an AI in there, and or you have to let it go and then filter it
Right.
out later. At least that was Ray's idea too. Just let it go in, and if it's wrong, you filter it out later.
Yeah, you could filter it out in the database, which
Yes.
it's probably easier doing it after the fact.
Yeah, and then you have the data. If something is wrong, you still have the data.
Right. Right. Right.
So
So,
there's not a problem with keeping the data. If you can analyze it later, what went wrong, which devices, and if you don't allow it to go in, yeah, it's very hard to troubleshoot back.
right. So, right, this is the side of the whole project that I know nothing about, is uploading data, and I see you guys post links of, hey, check out, this is I walked or I drove and here's the trip. So I have to start, getting that part working for me. Um,
But
so I'll do,
basically, if you want to know, I can send you links for the basic infrastructure, so you have an idea how the data flows.
okay,
That will
right.
be very useful for you, I think.
It's the other thing.
Because I've been using the Nano so long time that I don't upload anymore drives. I just leave it on all the time. So
Good
it's
morning,
much
everyone.
easier.
Sorry,
Good morning.
Good morning.
the
Good to
bus
meet
was
it.
late.
Yeah, better late than
There
not.
you go.
Yella will
Anyways,
not join today, by the way.
yeah, I just saw that in Slack just a minute ago. Thank you.
He was too busy, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Monday is probably not good for him because it's his working day.
Yeah, I don't know his schedule because he works at home often, so
Oh, I see. Okay.
he can make his own schedule, I think. I mean, at least that's what I understood from his situation.
Yeah. Unless he's got a meeting or something, which
Right.
that would make sense.
So I got my unit working, and
Yay.
yeah, and so it gave me a real appreciation of all the software work that Yella and you have been doing to get this thing to the point where it's at now.
Oh, cool.
I mean, Yella, I mean, it's just amazing the infrastructure that he put together to get this
Yeah.
thing to work.
But basically, it's also Robin. Eh? Don't forget that Robin
Oh,
started
yes.
the infrastructure, and Jelle and first Jelle and Robin talked together, and they had the idea
Okay,
how to do it. And
right.
then I asked Robin to help me because Jelle I didn't have contact for that time. So Robin wrote the first version, and then I asked Jelle for the Wi-Fi implementation because I was struggling. I couldn't get it going. And
Yeah, same
then
here.
and then Jelle said, "Oh, we can make it even better." And then he started. He was kind of excited and went ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Right.
that infrastructure that you're talking about, Michael, is this thing that he just sort of put together just because, and found out later it was useful.
Yeah, yeah,
Very, very useful, I thought.
yeah.
And Louis, did you have time for working on the build, or you're too busy?
No, I did not. It's just been a crazy week. So I had a young lad at a skiing workshop or whatever they called it on Friday, and that was
That was it.
yeah, it was good. He only hit a tree once.
Woof.
True.
Yeah,
They had him going. They're all racers, right? So they just want to make sure that they get experience on all the mountain. So they had him in the terrain park doing jumps. They had him in the ski cross. They had him in the woods. It's like, wow. It's like, okay, fine.
But he had no problem.
Uh, Not really, except for hitting the tree. And it's like, yeah, like the
Hitting the
coach,
tree, that's good.
like the coach says, like, like, should you be concerned? It's like, well, he's still skiing, so no.
That should be okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just leg, wasn't it? Like if his head, like obviously that would be different. Anyway, yeah. So no, I did not. I'm still putting my lab together.
Mhm.
Hit a little bit of a speed bumps. We had a workbench out in a shelter out in the shed outside, and I just had to clean it, and it's disgusting.
Mhm.
So
Did you, by the way, did you see the link for the 3-in-1 tester and oscilloscope and
oh yeah, that little
multimeters?
that,
That's
that
a
little
very
pocket thing.
wonderful thing because I have them separate. I have a small, similar tester, but
Yeah.
I have not an oscilloscope in there.
Yeah.
So I think this is wonderful one.
Yeah,
Well, so
I'm
so you posted something new besides the pocket as a different one?
Yes, much nicer. It has
Oh,
an
really?
oscilloscope. It's not that small, but it has an
Yeah.
oscilloscope
Right.
and a transistor tester.
Right.
It's a great design. I mean, the idea is good. It's a pity that it's
Well,
not open source. Then,
Yeah.
then you can modify the way you want. I
the
prefer that.
basic pocket was only up to 60 volts, where the
Yes, I
Pocket
didn't-
Pro was 600 volts, which is a
Yes.
typical for a meter. So and that was double the price. So let me see where that is.
Ray was very excited about it. I got one and
Oh,
I
yeah.
tested it, and it's nice, but it's not like really wow. The tester for me is wow because you have an oscilloscope and you have a multimeter and you have a transistor test in there. All your components, you can just pop it in and it tells you what it
Right.
is.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I use them. I have a few of them and they're great.
Right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I just actually on speaking about that ski trip on Friday, it was a 2.5 hour drive, so it's like let's put the Nano on the side of the car.
Hmm.
And I haven't uploaded that yet, but the I just want to put in a good word for the absolute simplicity of the Nano. Open the box, make sure the switch is in the down position, turn it on, close the box, strap it to the car, and drive.
No, I even have a better one. The Zen should automatically do it. Switch it on and it goes into the right drive mode.
Yes, absolutely.
And remembers it and remembers where your last thing you've done on it. If
Yeah,
you're in
yeah.
a drive mode or if you're in fixed mode or other things, it should
Yeah.
remember that. We can
Exactly.
do that.
But the actually, I'm not even sure it should. I think it should default,
Yes,
not remember. It should
that's
default
true.
to
Default.
drive, and if somebody wants to use it for logging, then they have to take an action. That way, you can't ever forget to log.
That's true. But on the other hand, I think so. You should make it configurable because some people like to always start up in another mode.
Okay.
So there's
okay.
basically a default, and if you want to change it, you can change it
Yeah.
to something you like, or the last one, or your options. That's
Right.
that would be my preference.
Yeah. Well, I'm just in terms of user interface, if there's a switch, there's a 50% chance somebody will put it wrong.
True.
Yeah.
Especially on the Nano too. You can
Yeah.
switch it to server mode, and you will not
Yeah.
record.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So anyway, just putting that word out there that
No, it's very important to know. And if you, I don't know if you have, do you have a bGeigieZen cast?
no, I
Do you?
don't. No.
Oh, I see. I can send you one. I have a few made already. So
Yeah.
that's
So
a
that
new
now,
version with the M5 stamp on it.
right. Now that's the fixed location one, right?
Mm. You can use it as a fixed location, but you can also use it as a drive-by. Every 5 seconds it records and sends the data to the API, real time.
Oh, I see.
Oh
Okay.
yes, that was the thing I wanted.
Oh, okay. No,
So
that's kind of cool.
you don't have to upload anymore.
Right.
And the Zen will have the same. It's already in there. If you, I just explained to Michael, if you go into the core 2 or the core 1 and you press the left button if it's in fixed mode, you hold it for
Yes.
3 seconds, it goes in an automatically go around walk everywhere mode.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't lock you in the location.
Oh, cool.
It's I mean, Yellow made it for me because I really like this feature.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I guess you just use your regular phone as a hotspot,
Yeah.
basically.
Or then
Okay.
Wi-Fi. I always have a Wi-Fi router. I have a few of them
Okay,
with me.
cool.
A couple of questions. One was the Safecast file, the configuration file that's on the SD card. He used to generate a default file, and then I could go and edit it and put in the serial number for the unit. But now I had an old copy from an earlier version, but now it didn't create that file. It just said you have to go to Safecast to figure out how to do that.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't create a default one.
I think if
So-
you go to settings and you can write one. It's
yeah,
one of the
I
menus.
tried to do that, and maybe I didn't.
No,
Is it
no, there's still, you're right. There is no confirmation that has been written. It writes it, but it doesn't give a confirmation yet. I think that
right?
it's
I mean, I
always
can take the
jealous
card
with-
out. Yeah, and I could take the card out and put it in the reader in the computer and take a look at it. The other thing is, how do you mount your Safecast to the car?
I don't mount it. I just put it in the front of the window
And right in the dashboard, yeah,
in
under
the
the
dashboard.
yeah.
And I've been mounting them all over and trying out, and there is not really a difference. I mean,
Okay,
for
Okay.
me at least, you're measuring gamma. So alpha, beta, yes, and direction is very important, but for gamma, it goes all over.
right.
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking if the gamma is coming from the ground and you've got the whole car between you and at least if you, so to answer your question, Michael, what I do is actually, I think I even have some pictures still on my really bad website.
Can we share that? The
Yeah,
bad
hang on a
website. I'd
sec.
like to see bad websites. Please post the URL. I'd love to see that.
It's bertrandtech.ca. Mounting the, yeah, there it is. I'll just post that. Where's the chat?
No, I've
It's-
been driving with 50 point cars around and just measure them all different angles, and no difference.
Right.
We did it also with the minis. The before the Nano we had minis, and I couldn't see anything.
Anyway, I just posted it to Slack.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a little bit
Mhm.
old-fashioned, but it works.
Yeah, well,
this
just
is a good mount.
I just used a piece of foam. It was like it's a kneeling pad for gardening,
Hmm,
Right.
and cut it up, and some straps. There's some Velcro
that's
on the
very,
end,
very nice mount. I like that.
Yeah.
and I and the Velcro straps hang go around the
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 handle,
oh my goodness handle.
Right.
In case I accidentally hit the open window, like hit the wrong window to open it, like if I'm going,
Mhm.
and
Right.
so it just so
It goes.
if that happens, it actually just flips back inside and just dangles there, but at least it's not going to going on the pavement.
This
No.
is one of the best mounts I've seen, being honest.
Oh,
This
okay.
is good.
Yeah. It looks like it goes through the door frame rather than the window,
The hang on, let me have a
rather
look
than the
here.
window frame. So that would save you from it dropping out or dropping
Yes.
down.
No, it's actually in the window.
Oh, it's in the window frame.
Yeah, it's in the
Really?
window frame. Wait a second.
No,
No, it
it
is.
doesn't look like it.
No, okay. So yeah, that's an old picture. Now I just put it in the window.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
but
you
I
have to
think
tie
this
it back.
this is even better because
Yeah.
you wouldn't go out the door, and if you go out the door, it's fine too.
Yeah.
Right.
And you
So-
can still open the window. I think this
Yeah.
is a good
Well,
solution.
the problem is it makes it hard to open the door. You have to undo the strap first.
That's true.
Ah,
So-
yes. Yeah,
So
that would be that would be a safety issue. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
So anyway, so now I'm using the window. I'll
Yeah.
have to
I don't
update
know
that.
why people don't use very strong magnets. Just pop it on the side of the car.
couple of reasons. One is that I'd want a little bit of padding between the magnet and the
That's true.
car,
Yes.
just so that we don't scratch the car.
Right.
It's
That's true. Yeah.
it's a shared vehicle.
Right.
Okay, so well, maybe I'll update.
Because I have big magnetic stickers for safeguards I can put on the car, so it's not
Yeah, oh yeah.
like and this
Yeah,
kind
but
of,
they're
but
not.
it's not so strong. So
Yeah, that's right.
it's kind of soft iron, a soft magnet.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, those fridge magnets or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
something.
It's like those magnetic sheets are very
Yes.
not very powerful
No,
at
not
all.
powerful. No.
Anyway, so that's
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That lets me
Yeah, that's a good share. We should share it with other people too, because I like the mount you made. That's
yeah, I'll update it so that it shows the window rather than the door frame.
right.
And Louis, you said you already started to do the manual for how to put it together. At least you made notes. You said.
I did. I've been keeping notes, but they're kind of disorganized, and I've got some pictures as well, but they're still showing the older. So also took some pictures of the components as I desoldered them and or cleaned them up.
That's a good idea.
But I guess the one component I don't have is the upright switch. Like I've only got the one that
so yeah, that's true. Yes.
Yeah, same.
Same.
And you could see why you wanted the upright switch, because when you really push it down and close the case, that it's
Yeah.
putting a lot of stress on that switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might just take some resistor leads. Look at that.
So so it's charging.
Yeah.
Good.
Fantastic.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rob. He was wondering whether the so not a problem at all
Oh,
with
good.
the version 300 board.
Yeah. And Peter
Okay.
had a lot of problem, he said, with the 301. But
Right.
that I mean, kind of understandable. That's why we make the 302 and now the 303 should be here maybe next week and want to test it.
Okay.
Maybe I sent you both a board of it just to see that you can see, or you want to change it, up to you.
Right.
Yeah.
The one thing I did notice was that the board for the Geiger counter was slightly at an angle.
Yes.
Did you and it was like touching the battery. It doesn't matter that it's touching the battery. That you adjusted that in the later
Yes.
versions?
Yeah,
Or?
in the new version
Okay.
that's adjusted because I didn't like it either. It's like, oh, mistake.
So, and the other reason to send us the board is that, both Louis and I can document and to take pictures of each step
That's a
for
good idea.
that board, because there's gonna be some differences. Like, for example, having the bended leads for the charger board.
No, this is the newer version is straight. So
It's gonna be straight
good.
headers, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
There was still a prototype kind of.
Right. Yeah, the only real concern I have is the solderability of that the GPS board. So they're the pads are bare copper rather than plated. At
Right.
least on the ones I found. And if you get any oxide on there, then it really affects the solderability. And I mean, we can get around it because we know what we're doing. But if
Right.
I'm thinking of
Other people not.
Yeah, so my last resort is acid flux.
yep, there it is.
When I
Okay.
can't, yeah, but that's, you don't want people just, what acid is that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
straight, no chaser.
Yeah, exactly.
I often in this kind of cases I use the carburetor cleaner. That cleans a lot.
Yeah, okay.
It's nasty, but it's good.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I've got some solder paste. I'll just try that. It might be a little bit milder.
Right. Yeah, I have the solder pen, the
Hmm.
the pen version of that too.
Yeah.
Okay, and by the way, we are nearly running out of time already.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I think we're pretty much done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy with your feedback from both of you. This is very useful. So
Right. So I'll clean up the library, that SparkFun replacement library, and then put it on Slack. It literally was to make, I didn't want to create, I can create a fork, but I know you guys have more, Yellas always has at least one fork going. But you literally just say, don't include the SparkFun library, include this library, and then wherever you see SFE, you replace that with the class for the replacement class. And he had a couple of, he was creating a epic time, Unix epic time for and using a couple of constant variables for that. And you just copy them in, and it compiled, loaded it onto the cube, and everything works.
Oh, cool.
So
But Louis, also Michael said that the library is much smaller, so it's much
Yes.
nicer
Oh,
for.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
And faster. It's always easier, to, when you look at somebody's implementation, go, well, why this could be done so much easier. For example, anytime you send a command to the GPS module, you're either going to get data back, or data and an acknowledge back, or an acknowledge back. And you have to
Right.
know it's command dependent.
Mhm.
So I just have this, all right, send command, and am I waiting for data, or am I waiting for acknowledge, or am I waiting for both? So those flags are there, and it says, okay, I got the data and I only needed the data, so send back, yes, it was successful,
Right.
or
Yeah. Okay.
and it just reads so much easier, and there was so convoluted in so many layers
Yeah.
of code to go through, just to know that you sent a command and you received an acknowledge, or you received a response within a certain amount of time.
Excellent.
That's
Excellent.
great. Yeah. That's nice.
Okay.
All right.
I think pretty much done.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Okay.
Thanks for
Well-
the time and the feedback. That's great. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, if you
Yeah.
ever had cold hands and you're working, this is great. I made this. It's an sauna infrared heater on
Oh.
the stand, and I have
Yeah.
how you call them here, Formica, where a mouse can be on. So my hand getting infrared is very nice and warm. Because if you're
Oh,
working
good.
in a cold place, it's difficult. I mean, with your
Yeah.
hand.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
that's
I tried the
cool.
hands and the USB warmer.
Yeah.
This is the
And
best.
and this, when you're working in a cold environment, your hands are the first things that's really stop working. That's true.
I
I-
had them black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Years
had
ago, it was scary. I still have to be careful if I'm outside. So sometimes, but
I had a coworker. He just had rabbits.
rabbits. What do you mean?
Rabbits, like big furry rabbits.
Oh,
And
right.
when you're shoveling snow, he just sort of opened the hutch and grabbed one and heat himself up. And we warned him that one day one of those rabbits is just going to bite him.
And he did.
I don't know. He seems to be
Great.
all right. Anyway, on that, have a
Okay.
great
On that
week.
note,
Thank you. Thank you for your
Take
time.
care
then. Take care.
Bye bye.